challenging to go live.
It's not even that for me. I don't know. Certain things I don't. I like edited. I'm just weird like that.
Because you can control. Is that part of the control mechanism, you think?
No, I think it's just more like with the limited time that I have to edit, like I can still make a little bit better of a video if I edit it like in 30 or 40 minutes than it would be if it was raw.
Mm.
But also in the same sense that, people don't understand that all these people that do all this shit for a living, I mean, it's 3, 4, 5 hours of editing every day, every video.
Yeah.
It's like
It.
no working person has that time. Like you're either if you're a full time YouTuber, you have that time, but you're up all night and you sacrifice a lot of time with your family because during the day you're creating content, and after all that's done, say 8, 9 o'clock at night, then you still have to edit all your content. And if
Mm-hmm.
you filmed all day, you likely have 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of footage that you have to go through and edit and piece together, and it's time consuming. That's why you can always tell somebody that makes a living at YouTube versus or TikTok or whatever versus somebody that does it to put out information and or
Mm-hmm.
try to grow a business or try to help people because the I as a YouTube creator that's monetized that has been probably posted 2 times more videos than people that probably make millions of dollars, but it's like they make content running around pranking people that's useless content versus content that actually is helpful
Mm.
or useful. And
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing. People determine
oh, they
what
do.
they. Yeah, I mean,
But
because
be I'm not gonna sit there and like, oh, I gotta please the masses so I
right.
can get views. I'm gonna I made a 3 minute video on how to put your wiper blades in the service mode so you could change them. Um,
Hey, Crazy Daisy.
it was just helpful, just kind of like with the camera with the rough idle video that's probably got like 300,000 views at this point. Just 3 minute video that helps people.
Mm.
But
So that's what we're talking about. I mean, this is what we talk about when we settle down for either the week or the day, depending on what it is. We have patio time. We're outside. We usually have the fire pit table going, but it is dead now. No propane.
yeah, that's what you get for being sorry.
The tiki torches are lit, and we just sit and talk about life, what's going on with us, and it gives us a chance to pour into one another. And that's what we're doing. So we're also talking about the solo cup, and I still haven't got a response. When you think of the solo cup, do you think of a drink you drink or just a regular drink in the solo cup? Because I hosted an event where I was trying to be incognito, and my niece said that everybody already knows what's in the solo cup. So is that true? I covered and said drinky drink.
Who said that?
Crazy Daisy. Ah, I love it. I'm still holding on to the ignorance of that this is not necessarily synonymous with a drinky drink. That I can be incognito in my solo cup, and that's what it is.
Either drinky drinky or drunky drunky. Either way.
However, there may be something extra in this solo cup. I'm just saying. Cheers! It's Friday night, and we're just chilling down. Yesterday, I hosted my niece's graduation party, and we had a really good time. We did some trivia
That's what
questions.
we should have went live on. That was.
Yeah, that was fun. We should have. I should have did a live on that, but
It's funny
I
trying to
wanted
trying
to.
to listen to these kids these days answer 80s
I
80s and
asked
90s
them.
questions.
I asked them what was a floppy disk, and I think they glitched. There was like a floppy disk. Why would they call it a floppy disk? It was like we did not have the cloud. The cloud didn't exist for us, okay? And so they were just mind blown.
Oh, the cloud.
But everything from even the 1980s trivia tripped up some of us millennials. So that was funny, and
I'm
people got
sorry,
really competitive.
But Asteroids was the best game of the 1980s. It's either Asteroids or Pac-Man.
But
Or
the
Donkey
answer
Kong.
was Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers was not in the 80s.
That's what the trivia's did. It said
That was
Mario
Nintendo.
Brothers.
Nintendo, I swear Nintendo was released in like 92.
That's when we could afford to purchase it, probably.
I never could afford to purchase it. I had to go to my rich family mom's friend or whatever. Shit, I ain't had a Nintendo.
Now the Nintendo is selling for $50. I don't know if it's still $50, but that's what it was when they were doing that nostalgia back in the day. Nintendo um, should have got one then.
No,
Brought it back.
I'd like a real, like I would love to find just somebody that, a storage unit that just had an unopened
Original
original
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
You
God,
know, what
you
was,
would have bank.
I wish that my brother still had his Atari. That would be cool.
People don't know about Atari. I grew up with Atari.
Do you know about an Atari? That is the question. Do you know about an Atari?
I mean, that was almost like, it was literally like the MS DOS of gaming. It's like command lines, like asteroids flying down. It was all command lines. No, it was, when you think about the coding of the game, it's rather quite comical because like now when I'm sitting on my computer, I can play video games where I look like an actual human being character versus command line.
All I remember about the Atari, I don't even remember playing it, but the joystick. I love playing with the joystick.
Had your button in the
Controller.
corner, had your button in your top corner, and you had your hand.
The
you had two
joystick was
buttons.
everything.
Yeah.
The joystick was everything. And I mean, I think I might have played Asteroid. I don't know. I might have played Asteroid on the Atari. I don't know.
If you had an Atari, you played Asteroid.
Yeah.
You played Pac-Man, you played Asteroid, and you probably played Donkey Kong.
Because I vaguely remember, I mean, because, I mean, my brother, he had that. And so, but, yeah.
That's, I mean,
Nostalgia.
and you know what was funny about Atari? You know, we talk about Nintendo because it looks so crisp and clean. Atari had physical toggle switches on it, where you had to toggle on the console. Like, God, I remember.
Atari. We are showing our age.
I don't even remember what they did, but I just know it had like the brown looking Atari console, like the 80s brown, late 70s, early 80s brown, and some chrome toggle switches or satin toggle switches. It's freaking great.
Crazy Daisy is agreeing. She's like, I'm surprised that you do. Do you even know what an Atari is?
Did you ask how old she was?
I know how old she is.
Oh, you know who it is?
Yeah, I know who it is. Have you even ever played with? Okay, she said she does. She does. Okay. We never talked about that, but yes. Having an older brother. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. Yep. Having an
Ah,
older brother. That's it. If I wouldn't have had an older brother, I would have never known
the
what an
inside of a
Atari.
dryer.
Okay, yeah, I never would have known the inside of a dryer. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, was an evil little
That
bastard.
yeah, he did torment me. So
Uh,
when I was young, my brother was like, "Do you want to do something cool?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, because I love my brother. I would do anything that he said. That is why I played 52 pickup way more than probably anybody ever played 52 pickup.
your brother was like, "You a dummy." I'm gonna keep playing.
I just wanted to play with someone so bad. I was like, 52 pickup. So he was like, "You want to play?" I was like, "Yeah." "You want to play 52 pickup?" And I was like, uh,
Sure,
is
why
that,
not?
is that where? And even I did. He was like, and then he would just spread them all over the Uno cards, all over the freaking floor. Talking about now, pick them up. And not once he got me with that, but every single time. I mean, emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Builds character.
It does. It does. I mean, it was just the wanting to play. And so one time he was like, okay. He said, yes, you feel my pain. I'm just saying, they took advantage of the fact that we wanted to spend time with them. We love them unconditionally, and they just freaking twisted the heck out of that love. They really did. So one day out on the porch, my brother was like, "Yo, you want to do something?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Get in the dryer." I was like, "I don't want to get in the dryer." He was like, "Get in the dryer. It'll be cool." I was like, "I don't want to get in the dryer." So he forces me in the dryer and he starts it. And the only thing I remember is, boo. Boo. Because the dryer is going around. And I'm like, boo. And so I get out, like, because he has to open it because I can't get out the dryer. So I'm banging from the inside of the dryer, and he opens the dryer, and so I'm crying because I'm crying about everything because I'm young. And he was like, "Don't tell mom. Don't tell the parents. You can't tell the parents that I put you in the dryer, or I'm gonna get a whooping." And I was like,
Probably deserved a whooping. That's kind of fucked up.
"No, okay, I won't tell. I won't tell that I put." So I didn't, and I did not tell until I did not tell that I was put in the dryer. Probably until I was an adult. I would say I told my mom
How do
in
you even
my
tell your parents that when you're an adult? Hey, by the way, your son put me in the dryer, put me on the gentle toss.
yeah, he put me on a gentle toss. I told her probably in my 20s or so. And she said, "Why didn't you tell me? Why did you not tell me that he put you in the dryer? I would have whooped his tail."
I mean, she had to hear that thud. Thunk, 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 thunk. I mean, damn.
y'all, y'all don't understand how I survived childhood with an older brother. He is 6.5 years older. So I mean, it
How old
must
is
have
he?
been 6.5 years
So
older.
he's 46? I
Mm-hmm.
thought he was the same age as my brother. Nate's like 47. I thought they were the same age.
Well, he's born in March 6th. So I mean,
Yeah, so
still the
they're
same.
age.
Yeah, it's still the same age. But yeah, that's how I was. Have you all ever been put in the dryer before? Is that something that you have experienced in your big age? But me,
I
as
am
a
6'1" and my brother is 5'7". I promise you, he did not put me in a dryer.
but as a kid,
I was bigger than my brother
I
when
would
I
have
was
been
5.
8 years old or 9. So I was tiny, scrawny. Would you have been put in the dryer? Did you put?
No, I never in a I never said to my sister who was younger than me, by 3.5, 4 years. Hey, let's do something fun. Why don't you get in the dryer and let me bounce you around a little bit?
I
Beat
still
your
remember.
brain cells.
Boo.
That to me, that's, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of funny.
That
It's
is-
fucked up.
It's funny now. It was effed up then. I was
Is TikTok, am I
ugly
gonna get you in
crying.
trouble if I cuss?
No,
Okay.
you're gonna get in trouble. Probably on YouTube you'll get in trouble if you cuss. But
I
not on TikTok.
don't care about this. This is just something for your exposure. This is live
So
for
that
you.
is the dryer. Yeah, that's something I don't think I've told that story ever. But yes, my brother put me in a dryer when I was 8, 9 years old, and
He's still a dick to this day.
and started it. And I still love him unconditionally. Will always. But yes, put me in a dryer. And he'd do anything for me. He is who he is, but he will. He always looked out for me.
Still kind of a dick though.
What goat? Always and forever. Always and forever. It's tragic and torture at the same time, but sibling love. It's a complicated thing. But I mean, he saved me from a lot of things when I was young. I wouldn't have had all the opportunities on field trips. He paid for things, especially when he got a job.
No, your brother definitely
For
loves you.
Carowinds, he, as much as he tortured me in my younger days, he definitely
I think it's regret.
looked. You think it was regret?
Regret. He's like, man, I got to do this for her
But
because I
if-
done. Man, she half slow because I bounced her ass in the dryer.
I was not ever half slow from the dryer bounce. But
No, I think it's
if we look back though, you know, I could have broke a neck. Anything could have happened in a
fairly
freaking
dangerous.
dryer.
Probably
Yeah,
have little
that
warning
was pretty
labels.
dangerous.
Lock. Can't open it while it's running.
Right, you can't open it. Like I mean, I'm surprised I don't have issues with claustrophobia from that, actually. And maybe I do, and they just hadn't manifested yet.
Why do you think I don't want to go to an escape room? I'll break down the fucking wall.
Well, I've been in escape rooms. It's not that, I mean, you can walk out the door. They're not locking you in or anything.
Oh, I know they ain't locking me in because I go through the wall. Ain't no damn 2x4 and drywall hold me in if I want out. I'm finna get the hell out.
Always and forever. I don't think I know anymore. But yeah, I mean, what tragic, if you look back, what tragic things have you did with your siblings that you would have never, that you surprised you survived your childhood? Like, you were just so super foolish.
I never did much with my brother or my sister as a kid because my brother was always gone, but I never forget. I don't know how many, wasn't even home alone at the time, but watching TV shows of kids tying bed sheets together, tying them around their bedpost and climbing out the second story window. Yeah, it doesn't fucking work like that. 'Cause I done fell out the damn second story window. And my grandma that lived a solid, I'm gonna say 1,500 to 2,000 feet away, across the creek. She's like, I heard you fall out the window. I heard you. Thump.
Wait, was that your parents saying they heard you fall out?
My
the window?
grandma.
Your grandma.
I was with my mom and me, and for the life of me, I can't remember his last name. Justin something. And he was a little badass kid. That's why we tied sheets together in the first place, because I listened to his stupid ass. So we tied these bed sheets together, and I'm like, oh, it's at the bottom. This is great. Me, who, mind you, again, 6'1", 200 pounds when I was freaking 13.
And y'all thought
And
bed sheets was gonna work and hold y'all weight.
no, the bed sheets would have held my weight just fine. My muscles at the time would not have. I sunk like a fucking rock. It's like, help, help. You see,
Not,
6'1", 200-pound bitch screaming at the top, help, help, mom, mom. It's done. Fell out that damn window, landed on my ass, like you'd sit in a chair, hit the damn tree stump. I don't know how I never broke a tailbone, nothing. Mom always said she raised a stout young man. It's like, but I remember getting her coming out there. What the fuck are you all doing, man? She beat the spot. I just fell on the tree root. Beat the hell out of me after, and drug this little dude. God, all trying to go to the 7-Eleven.
His mama. She's so tiny. That's hilarious.
My mom is 98 pounds.
98
literally.
pounds, soaking wet, and probably 4'11", like my mom's
Like, yeah, she like 4'11", and mind you, like I grew my full height super quick. So I mean, I was 6'1" by 6th grade. I mean, but I never forget when my mom told my grandma and she's like, I heard him fall out the window. You could hear the thump. I'm like, yeah, well, she just beat me on my thump.
Crazy Daisy said she died. You got us weak out here. Oh my God.
And you know what I think
People
it was?
at home, don't tie bed sheets.
The sheets held. The sheets is a solid idea. But you have to realize when you're at that age, I want to say, I don't know, 10, 12, maybe 13. That 13 was real. I'm going to say probably 10, 12.
You don't have the
If you're
upper arm
6'1", you ain't climbed a rope, you ain't climbed a pool, you can't even slide down a pool, you uncoordinated ass. And you trying to be like Rambo. Well, nah, I'll never forget that day. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
I was such a little bastard child. I was evil, I swear.
I was never evil
Nah, but
as a kid. I mean...
You wasn't evil, but when I look at your passport, your first passport photo, I was like, I mean, that's the chick from The Shining right there.
Not The Shining.
All you needed was a pitchfork. And I'd be like, man, I'm scared of that one.
Not The Shining. That's jacked up, man.
Nah, you open that door like Jack Nicholson with that pitchfork in your hand. Yeah, like, man, this is like a fucking Black Elmer Fudd in The Shining. Your ass is...
That's messed up. Do y'all hear him clowning me? That's hilarious.
That was the most comical thing.
That was because I was raised from the Pentecost.
He's like, no.
The Pentecostal
She's
church.
Like, Dad always gets me jelly with my sausage biscuit. I'm going to wear some overalls like Dad.
No,
she wears some overalls like Dad.
The story is when I went to Hardee's with Mom, I can only get a sausage biscuit. And then she said...
Mind you, jelly's free. It's free. No charge.
And maybe some grape jelly. But when Dad would take me, I could get the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a cinnamon and raisin biscuit. And I'm like, why can't I get that with Mom? Why?
Mom be like, baby, it's good. You gotta appreciate this. Jesus give you this biscuit. It's Jesus' pork.
Now they don't even sell freaking cinnamon and raisins anymore.
No one likes, like, I love cinnamon raisin. I grew up on that.
Yeah.
But no one else really seems to like that. Like, people can't stand raisins.
Weird. Well, I don't like raisins and things, but I enjoy that biscuit. I'm weird. I like raisins separate, but I don't really like raisins in things. For those of you who like putting stuff in potato salads and stuff. But, you know, raisins apart as a snack, okay. But raisins in, yikes. So for that to be a cinnamon raisin and it was good, it was okay. I could handle that one.
I was telling my mom the other day, I talked to her Wednesday. She was talking about, well, y'all had it pretty good. And I was like, yeah, I suppose. She's like, I'm making dinner. I was like, what you making? Stick some macaroni and cheese. I said, oh hell no. I said, you don't put. I don't eat macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. I don't eat macaroni and cheese with tuna in it. I don't eat macaroni and cheese. I don't eat the.
That was called rice-a-roni and mac
No,
and
but this was before rice. If my mom would have
hamburger
patented,
helper.
if she would have patented it, she'd have been a billionaire.
Then it was tuna helper.
It was fucking nasty. You don't put tuna in macaroni. Just
Boy, they was making them meals back in the 90s. It was hamburger helper, tuna helper. Now y'all know y'all was eating some helper.
Dude, to this day, I told her, I said, I can't even look at a tuna fish
I can't
and a macaroni and cheese. I said, what in your right mind as a parent? Did I ask her? I said, what in your right mind as a parent thought that it'd be a good idea to open a freaking can of tuna and say, oh yeah, mac and cheese. It'll probably taste good. And put it in. No, it ain't good. It's not.
But what did you, and y'all have to see what y'all say too, but what did you, as a young person, when you watch those commercials, what influenced you that you wanted to try something? Like for me, it was the little TV dinner. I can't remember what it was called, but I was like, oh gosh, Mom, can we please get that TV dinner? She was like, really?
You wanted a Hungry Man. That's the only thing they advertised.
I don't think it was Hungry Man.
They advertised Kid Cuisines and Hungry Man.
Kid Cuisine. That's what it was. Kid Cuisine. I was like, I want a Kid Cuisine. That's what I want. She was like, really? Like, I'm cooking like, I mean, that was when the moms was cooking the homemade meals.
That's when they first started introducing
TV dinners. That's what they were called.
Fake food.
Yeah, fake food. TV dinners. I said, I want a Kid Cuisine. That looks so good. I got a daggone Kid Cuisine. That thing tasted fake as heck. I was like, what is this? There was no seasoning. Nothing. Traumatic.
Well, Aunt Jemima wasn't in there seasoning that bitch.
It's so wrong.
That was Aunt Becky. That was Aunt Becky in there.
Aunt Becky.
You ain't getting on it.
Give me that Becky. No, not Aunt Becky.
Now as a kid, like I could love.
Crazy Daisy said because I came with the brownies. she said Kid Cuisine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Kid Cuisine was it. That freaking messaging on the TV was just,
it's subliminal. I mean, it's because that's when they realized how to actually target an audience. Like when they show you all this gooey goodness and that little brownie, which mind you, that brownie fake as it was shit. I still will buy a Hungry Man to this day to get that brownie. It's so ooey gooey. Probably ain't even real chocolate.
Probably ain't. The intestines of a roach in this facility.
But I said, but I also be sitting there thinking like, man, that would have been good when I was a kid, and I wouldn't have had to eat that nasty stuff.
Right.
Not realizing like, I wish I still had them same eating habits that my eat a can of tuna fish with some mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know the Kraft mac and cheese, but back in that day, like pasta was just pasta and starch. There wasn't no additive ingredients.
That chia pit. Did anyone buy those chia bits?
A lot of people. That's why they was on their commercials.
Oh my gosh.
You're wide open on them.
Chia.
And then they started making them chia heads, and it's
the chia heads, and that was a step too far. When I saw that Obama chia head, I was like, "Come on now, stop it."
The texture worked though.
I was like, "It's too much, TEW, too much. Stop it. I ain't heard from them since that Obama head chia head. Okay,
but that's quite literally like the Billy Mays before he died. Like he sold it. he was so rich just because he would literally, he'd be like, this is the best ice cube to build your Eskimos with. It's and people would buy it.
Yeah.
He could sell that.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. Because when you get put on an infomercial in the middle of the night, and there are so many insomniacs sitting there, probably just wanting to not be around right now because they just want to sleep, and they see this stupid shit on TV. You're like, come on, order that. That'd be great. Or the unkinkable hose, which is like the idiocracy of people like thinking that that's gonna work. Like you just that's how unintelligent the majority of the in this great country. That's how unintelligent a lot of the people are. Because the people that buy that shit, they're over there like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, because they don't. It's snake oil.
Now listen, my dad believed in some daggone snake oil for his arthritis. For that arthritis, there was that little tin can, and if I'm recollecting correctly, it was red and black. It was very beautiful can, and then it was like a little.
How's it walk now?
There was a little
Didn't
ball.
work.
There was a little ball that you dipped the snake oil in, and then you rubbed it on your joints and stuff like that. He did that stuff. I don't know the.
But did he ever understand that
it.
snake oil isn't a real thing? It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as snake oil.
I don't know, but he used it. He used it.
So they basically put mineral oil. There's no such thing as snake oil.
But I do think there is a mental component to healing. You know, if you think that something works, and I think they did a study on this, you think that something works, that's why, you know, anytime somebody's going for cancer treatment and stuff like that, the whole beginning of it is getting people mentally prepared. Because either you're going to die in your head or not.
Well,
but survival is that mental.
I'm not a doctor, but
saying, okay, I'm going to make it no matter freaking what. And those people tend to live a lot longer than the people who are like, man, it's going to kill me. This is poison in my body. This is da-da-da-da.
That's a whole different subject because it is poison in the body.
I mean, well, we do know that some is poison in your body, but the outlook, that's very interesting. But it is studies, and a 20% or so will.
But I do feel better. I've seen conditions. I'll just leave it at conditions that people have been plagued with.
She said, "Please tell me y'all remember the Coca-Cola commercials with the polar bear."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Coca-Cola, yeah. But to me, that set Americans up right there, because here I am thinking polar bears are freaking cuddly and cute, and then you watch these nature shows and they are there tagging our tails.
It is literally the most
They are the most vicious. Like, why would Coca-Cola do that? And they got merchandise.
So remember when we went to the North Carolina Zoo?
Yes.
And we looked at the enclosure at the polar bear.
Yes.
He's swimming around. He's playing with the ball. He's like, oh, this is kind of like, yeah, that's your head.
These polar bears are like, they're ready to throw these hands. I mean, and your head is going to be off your freaking neck.
Their claws are
the most violent.
But I kind of
why would they do that though?
Because there's Coke, and one of the things, crisp, cool, and refreshing, and that's what a polar bear. Crisp, very crisp because it's cold. It's subliminal marketing. That's how they say, like.
But you don't see them polar bear commercials anymore. Why you think that is?
Social media, too many heads. Like, oh, that polar bear.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to realize the power. Like, social media, you could sit and have an audience of 2 people, 2,000 people, right. 200,000, or 2 million.
It's powerful.
But, you know, companies will pay to, even if you reach 2,000 people, companies will pay. They'll say, well, we'll give you 20 cents on every person you reach. Or, but if you have, 2 million people, they're like, well, we'll give you 60 cents for every person you reach. And they do that because, like, no one listens to the news anymore because it's bullshit. It's the only real news you're going to get is literally off of YouTube Shorts or TikTok, where you have real people that are citizens, not the people that make a story like they're like, oh, Ron DeSantis passed a law. There's no one working. No, it was a holiday. There's people working. Then no one's quitting their job. People got to make money. It is. If you can see through the bullshit and be an educated human being and logically think through processes of how life works, these companies are making billions off of giving you 60 cents of a dollar. So yeah, it's worthwhile because it's the cheapest marketing you can get. You're literally, it's like YouTube with me. They take 60%, I get 40 immediately. So if I make a $500, if I take home $500, they've done took $6. Just because I'm using their site. So it's a small. They're still taking your money, but you're happy because you're making money. So the reach that it actually has is scary to some degree, but I think what scares me the most is the people that watch a video and they're like, oh yeah, that's real, and it could be like a total comedic skit, and they're out there Googling how to do. It's like, are you that stupid?
It's just the loss of critical thought process, I think. But it's very interesting because when Crazy Daisy brought up polar bears, but also Coke used to put real stuff in there.
I think it was up until like 1930s when they was like, that probably isn't the best thing for. Why we got these soldiers running around here?
I think probably people were a lot chill with the real Coca-Cola.
Actually, but I think in a certain moderation. In a certain way, well, it's also different the way you ingest it. It's different from snorting it to drinking it. Yeah, you get some of the same end results, but the toxicity to your body is different. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody that can drink like 8 Mountain Dews and doesn't raise his heartbeat one bit, I mean, I could stand some Coke. If I can get me a Coca-Cola with a little lime in it and actually wake up, I mean, I could go drink two Bang energy drinks, 600 milligrams of caffeine, and it doesn't faze me at all. I'm like, oh, damn, I got to go work out. This sucks. I'm tired as hell. My heartbeat 79 beats a minute.
Yeah, you do some crazy stuff with freaking caffeine. So that is yeah. You're on a whole nother level with caffeine. I mean, you used to throw back Mountain Dews on top of freaking energy drinks and freaking what was that thing? Pre-workout.
But
had me. You was like, just start
that was the
with
best.
Half a scoop.
That was the best.
I take.
No.
Said pre-workout. I will not drop the name of the pre-workout because I don't want to do free advertising. I don't want to do free advertising, so I don't want to drop the name. But I take it.
I don't really remember.
And I'm like, everything is like slowed down but fast at the same time. Like it's like my fingers are like woo. Like my body is elevated at a high level. I'm like, I mean, my skin is prickly. I freaking call him like
You call me about 8:30 in the morning. Yes, I think something's wrong with me. Like, slow down, talk to me. That was a 45-minute phone conversation to get her calmed down off of
And
half of a serving of pre-workout, which is oh,
a half of a serving. A half of a serving of pre-workout, Eddie. Welcome. Half of a serving of pre-workout had me jacked.
Yeah, you was
And
on.
you talked to me all the way to Chirac.
You probably would have been better off. You probably could have done a line of coke and not had the same effect that you had off that pre-workout because you was
It was ridiculous.
when you called me and you were like you were panicking and I'm like like what is going on?
I'm pretty sure my heart rate was like 180. Like that was just ridiculous. And then I
I
to
was
that
so
gym.
envious of you though. Like I'm like, you take a half of this and you can go have the best work. You literally got a 3,000 calorie workout right at your fingertips, and I'm over there. I could take 2 servings of it, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
we're at 80 beats a minute. We've rose up a heart.
Never again. I was like freaking
I think
skin crawling.
I think I'm caffeine intolerant. Caffeine does not
I
faze
guess
me.
so. You freaking downed freaking 2 liters of Mountain Dews
But it never
that's
fades.
the highest caffeine of all sodas.
It's 120 milligrams of caffeine for a 121 milligrams of caffeine for the black label. For the original Diet Mountain Dew, it was like I want to say like 97 or something or 87. Energy drinks are 300 milligrams. I can drink 3 in a row and take a nap. I mean, I can drink 1,000 milligrams of caffeine and I could go to sleep.
Nah, if you gave me an energy drink,
if I gave you 3 energy drinks, you'd be fucking streaking the neighborhood.
Yeah, I would. Heck, I might even do that without an energy drink. But yeah, definitely with one. Definitely with one.
You know what I think? I think a good podcast. I think we could make a good podcast. I could tell some stories.
There are a lot of stories to be told. Childhood things from
just life. I mean,
yeah, just life.
You know, because everybody look at everybody that has a fucking podcast. You got Joe Rogan, upper echelon millionaire / billionaire. Everybody that has a podcast is rich. So they just sit there and talk about the rich life and all the rich problems. No one ever has a podcast where you just literally just sitting there talking on what real people go through every day.
Yeah.
Like, that's a gold mine. It's literally a gold mine because no one deals with the shit that everyday working people have to deal with. Because, I hate to say it, but back in the day, you could make $200K a year and you pretty well off. I mean, now you just eating steak once every couple of weeks and wiping your ass. I mean, just the bare minimum. So, I mean, I really think, man, I'm gonna think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spin that off because I think people need to have that. They need to have that outlet.
Well, you all, it has been at Savage Nurse on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. So come and check out some of the content, talking about everything from NCLEX to avocation to just storytelling. And hope to see you again in my neck of woods. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. This combination with my love, Jamie.
My mom, for the FYI, my mom got on the live and said, I stole my Hungry Man for the brownie.
Did she say?
Literally.
One thing your mom gonna do is support. She is gonna make the comments. She's gonna like the post, and we are here for it. So I hope y'all had a great